starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Evening all. We nearly never had this show tonight after some technical issues with Spreaker, but we go ahead as normal. This is the Blueprint Show, episode 15, and we have quite a show lined up. This is the Truth, Honour and Integrity Show. My name's Thomas Williams. Enjoy the show. Right. Let's get into this week's show. Fairly packed and a little bit longer tonight. And the music has a distinctly Florida-based theme tonight, as Creed the band came out of that state. And it's a state where I made my own Columbus-style landing back in 2002. I didn't come of peace, but with it. But Creed is also a belief, a faith, a statement of faith or knowledge, a confession of community, a set of beliefs or actions which guides someone's actions and also a pointer of what is to come. And so we're going to start off with the Blueprint Action Group report for the week ending February 4th, 2024. And the open discussion topics and questions were as follows. And the meeting began with the intention of setting the focus of seeing the work that we are doing spreading far across Midgard, bringing a new level of conscious awareness to all as it plants the seeds. And we visualise the people we have contacted beginning to engage with us, and more people coming to join the groups, taking on new tasks and roles that benefit them and also the all. There was a general discussion ensued around in-house organisation of teams, as we are aware that this will be a busy year for the Blueprint, so the focus was on keeping things in sync regardless of any interruptions to shows and or meetings. Now, flexibility will be the key now going forward, and we must future think in order to be prepared for these changes. With so many options that remain on the table, that not doing so would only lead to confusion, which becomes the dam to our flow. Our thinking is shifting at a faster rate now, so becoming autonomous and not dependent upon one person to direct is also something that we have noticed that could become an issue. Therefore, role rotation and taking the initiative is beginning to emerge more now in the group, and a team conversation began on organically connecting with others. This then prompted the conversation of how setting intention in daily life can attract people who are awakening and searching for the truth. A member shared how they found simply taking opportunities to share the Blueprint in our daily interactions can have a massive effect in generating interest in the Blueprint solutions. So many are desperate and confused around how they can change the global unrest and other more personal and local issues they are experiencing right now. In fact, many members are coming to me saying my family are asking all kinds of questions. And we did say this would eventually unfold. It's the external version now. And a great advantage to this is you do not have to be on a team or any particular group to spread the word. A smile or a nod can open up a whole new world for someone on any given day. A happenstance that may change their world for the better too. And we were delighted to find out that a member kindly submitted a flyer they had put together for the promotion of the Blueprint. It looks fantastic, and we are working on ways to make this available to all the members by placing it in several places on MeWe, and they can choose to print it off themselves and place it in local shops, libraries, schools or organisations. And so anyone that is interested in this can contact any member of the Blueprint teams. The next is the People's Club Garden and Non-GMO Food Communal Gathering for January 2024. Now, the Garden Group have been reviewing Korean natural farming techniques every week, and it's becoming an ad hoc study group in a very organic way. And in January, they reviewed the method of producing LAB, a form of lactobacillus, made from rice and milk that is diluted and drenched on soil to revive bacteria, and we discussed members' experiments. We discussed the positive results a member is having with soaking and fermenting chicken feed overnight with added lactobacillus from our sourdough starter. We did a deep dive into the making of chitosan, which is the Korean natural farming technique of extracting chitin. Or is it chitin? Chitin. Either way, I hope it works. And from the shells of shrimp and crabs to dilute and apply to soil. And this feeds soil bacteria that benefits plants, and these bacteria attack the shells of bugs that eat the plants. It is also noted that chitin feeds bacteria that mitigates chromium pollution in soil. We discussed the benefits of pruning, and we learned that after being cut or damaged, plants give off a gibberellic acid, which is a hormone that signals fast regrowth, and because it is released in the air, it also stimulates growth for all the plants nearby. We talked about how some farmers mimic the stress of hailstorms on certain crops to stimulate new growth by beating the plants, and we thought that this was cruel on some level, and wondering if applying too much stress becomes negative. We talked about the dangerous chemicals in personal hygiene products and the lack of oversight on what is added to the products on the market. They're commonly known as amatives. And there was a focus on techniques for hair care that uses no commercial shampoo, but instead uses natural oils, herbs and vinegar rinses with water. We talked about plants such as neem for dental hygiene. We talked about starting a blog on natural personal hygiene for the website with healthier solutions for natural hair care, dental care and skin care. We talked about healthcare and the challenges of transforming from 100% medically based health to a proper balance between medical and herbal healing. With doctors refusing to talk about natural remedies in terms of counter-indications with pharmaceutical drugs and the cost of visiting naturopathic practitioners, it is often difficult for people to get the information needed to transition from medications to natural herbs without risking severe relapses in their health conditions. And their conclusions this month are that nature finds a balance. Predators will eventually show up to eat overpopulated species that cause unhealthy ecosystems, and that we are relearning how to be human, and reconnecting with nature is an essential part of that process. Good stuff. The Books Team Report. The Dutch consent booklet is completed and formatted after much wrestling with word processing incompatibilities between the apps of the translator and the formatter, and it is now ready to go on the THI communal gathering site. From His Story to Our Story Volume 2 is now translated to Bulgarian and is undergoing the formatting process to prepare for publication. Work on From His Story to Our Story Volume 4 is progressing nicely. Now, backup files are being created for all books to ensure continuity in case team membership alters or other circumstances necessitate a change of duties for team members. The research team report. The Blueprint research team had a work party for its third meeting of January, and the focus was diversification. And the group sought to select the next set of 40 names from the current database to receive the PDF version. Now, the team admins had pre-categorized a group of names to help build a report that could be selected from, and it was vital to already have an email address or a website contact form. Now, we have sent 31 PDFs using emails and website contact forms, and they are as follows. 3 activists, Dr. Paul Alexander, a polio survivor and the author of Man in the Iron Lung, who became a Canadian health researcher and also a whistleblower, and he declined a big pharma payoff to keep quiet. Edward Snowden, a famed NSA whistleblower in exile from the US. Michael Chavez, he is a truther in the UK who does a show called Mad Mix Conspiracies, and for 4 years he has been exposing vaccination coercion and fighting against that agenda. 3 business organisations have been sent the PDFs. The American Farm Bureau Federation, the American Poultry Association, and the National Funeral Directors Association. 2 educators, Il-Chi Lee, a South Korean, founder of the Brain Education System, Brain Education TV, and the Global Cyber University. Christopher Jay, head of the Department of Philosophy at the University of York in Kent, UK, and he accused the APA of waging war on men and boys. And he also teaches and lectures on ethics and ethics history. 1 legislator, the Irish member European Parliament Claire Daly, who calls the US President Butcher Biden, and she and fellow Irish MEP Mick Wallace have been vocal critics of the EU and NATO policy on Ukraine. 6 media, Luke Rudlowski of the US-based We Are Change, which is a non-partisan independent media organisation. RT, which is the Russian news service. Charlotte Gage, and she is best known as the network director for the UK pressure group Ad Free Cities, and as a movie and TV editor represented by Berlin Associates. Science Journal was next, an American academic publication. Lancet, a British medical journal, and current biology editor-in-chief Geoffrey North, and the publication is a peer-reviewed scientific journal. 7 people in the medical field. Brooke Jackson is another Pfizer whistleblower who worked at their trial sites, and she sued them back in 2021 for violating the False Claims Act, and there is still no ruling on that case. Dr. Robert W. Malone, he is a scientist inventor of the mRNA vaccines and a skeptic of them. He's also an author, speaker and bioethicist. James and Jacqueline Dunn, they are fitness and holistic health coaches in the UK who have a mind and body detox online programme. And she was a guest speaker at a London protest during the COVID times. She now teaches vaccine danger and awareness after her daughter was injured when she was little. Nurse Erin, who was a registered nurse in New York City and became a COVID whistleblower. Dr. Pablo Sanchez of the Global Hunger Project, which was started by the singer John Denver and his friend Werner Erhard in 1977. And their mission was to end worldwide hunger in 25 years, and that would have been up to 2002. And they have branches around the globe and keep working at it. Clive DeCarla, who's a nutritionist, natural health educator, author, speaker and also broadcaster. And he was nearly killed by a hospital for a minor condition. And it was after he had started educating people to treat ailments using alternative therapies, diet and lifestyles. And YouTube has deleted hundreds of his videos, just like ours, it seems. Now, he was a guest on Cosmic Voice and THI very early on. 4 musicians. That has a distinctly Zenja flavour, I'm thinking. Hi-Rez the Rapper is a hip-hop artist from the Bronx and also Florida, and he's an Orthodox Jew and fully aware of those hiding behind the label of Jews and feels that they are not his own kind. Dom Lucre, a conservative rapper and media personality. Mick Munn is a presenter host on the TNT radio in Ireland, and his radio guests are people speaking up against the regime. Tom MacDonald, who we played on the show, he and his friends Adam Calhoun got 15 million views for their recent release American Flags. And his Hangover Gang YouTube channel has just over 4 million followers. And his rap lyrics speak of "they call me offensive, controversial. There are only 2 genders, boys and girls, and they can't cancel my message because I'm the biggest independent rapper in the whole freaking world. They claim that I'm racist, yeah right, but I'm not ashamed because I'm white." 2 broadcast media engineer Haim Yativ is the founder of Nakim Organization, and Nakim means master of their own destiny. And the gentleman has roused public attention with his repeated petitions to the Supreme Court about the former Prime Minister of Israel, Ariel Sharon's alleged bribery corruption. Now, on the Nakim website for January 5th, 2006, it posted when Crime Minister Sharon appeared in a dark corruption scandal as a partner of Martin Schlaff. Now, Martin Schlaff is an Austrian billionaire and an ex-agent of the Stasi and a close ally of Arab nations and the Hezbollah. Now, this relationship directly led to Sharon's evacuation of Gush Katif, despite the opposition of the majority of his country. Oracle Films is an independent news production company, and they produce high-quality documentaries to get the truth messages out. One scientist, Elizabeth Bick, who's a Dutch microbiologist and is a science consultant at Harbour's Bick. Now, she frequently contributes to Stanford University's online magazine Microbiome Digest. 3 social media high-profile personalities: Richard Vobes, the Bald Explorer UK podcaster; George Galloway, a leader of the UK Leader of the Workers' Party; JP Sears, who is a comedian, life coach and conservative YouTuber. And his channel is Awaken with JP. And his message is, I do not comply, and he produces satire videos against the clowns' agendas. Finally, one political organisation, Ricardo Bosey of Australia One. He is an Australian far-right activist, a motivational speaker, and a former Australian Army Special Forces Lieutenant Colonel. He's also the founder of Australia One, which is an unregistered political party. Right, next up is the media team report. And the media team are delighted to say that we now have a statics analysis tool that is now on THI and the Blueprint websites. And this will give us a more balanced view on how the social media accounts are affecting traffic back to the website. And it will also aid us to finally be able to tie together all of our hard work in one place. And this helps us to see our audience worldwide. And although we do not record any IP addresses or identity information, as we do things differently here, but we will be able to clearly see what countries visit the site and how many, plus other useful information. Now, the media team can then target certain subjects of interest to those countries depending on the issues they may be experiencing at any time. For example, the Gaza conflict. Now, the first real report for this will be available at the end of February, and we look forward to receiving that. And so many, also they wish to thank the web team for aiding us with that. We have also been working on ways to create a new buzz and flow around the Twitter account, which will be generated out throughout the rest of the social media accounts. And a group of members have come together and are working on a strategy which involves commenting on our Blueprint Twitter posts and then choosing some influencers to comment on using our hashtags and the website links. And this group effort will not only aid the platform, but will bring more together, working on a common goal together. And we feel this is a win-win scenario that will increase the energetic wave out further. We are also working on creating a new hashtag around the Blueprint website by using the acronym hashtag TNBPFH. The New Blueprint for Humanity, shortened. And this is a shorter version which is easier to use and a snappier way to create an interest in the blueprint and get people wondering, A, what it stands for, and B, it creates an intrigue that will hopefully lead them to look us up and learn more about us. We are also incorporating memes that correspond with whatever is trending at number one on Twitter. And so far this week we have used the hashtag I do not consent and hashtag no farmers, no food. Now, the I do not consent plays a big part in the THI ethos as we uncover the traps, loops, hooks, patterns and overlays. And this helps us bring added awareness to the general public of all that was hidden now coming into plain sight. It also helps us to push the solutions that correspond to the blueprint. And we also have several other ideas that we are fine-tuning right now. Last year was about laying the foundation and planting the seeds. This year we will begin to water them and take them to the next level. It has taken time to attract people to come join our team, as many of us tend to shy away from social media. And while that is understandable, there are also times in life where we do what is necessary until the desired effect is reached, and then we do whatever is next. And we wish to thank all that are taking the time to support the social media channels and those that have come forward for their courage. The Law Team report. On Sunday, January 28th, the Law Team held the first Teach Back Zoom, and the topics were the true rule of law and what are our natural rights. Pre-read material was posted on the Law MeWe page with the expectation that participants studied the material and came prepared to share their thoughts and learning. And a wonderful discussion was had with the sharing of insights and questions, and the key conclusion was how important it is to know who we are, how our natural rights flow directly to us from our divine self, and what the true rule of law is. And so why is this important? Well, it's a key pillar that holds up the current system, and is the belief that we live in a just society under the rule of law. And the system shares certain knowledge and will let a certain percentage of people win in their court system. Why? Because they need us to believe that remedy is possible in their system, that it is fair, unbiased and works. Yeah, Taylor in. And they need our free will consent to legitimise their system. And fear is a powerful tool that just enough hope is even more powerful than fear. And they give us just enough hope to think we can win. And when we know what the true rule of law, due process and justice are, we see through their illusions. The curtain is pulled back and we see their system for exactly what it is. A private commercial system of one law for the elite and another set of laws for the masses, designed to trick us into implied consent so they can harvest our energy. And we see that there has been no true rule of law in society for at least 500 years, and how we now live in a corporate system of codes, mandates, rules and summary courts where we are treated as things considered guilty. We also see the internet gurus and those who pitch common law and other solutions claiming they can defeat the system for what they are: disinformation agents, opportunists or ignorant, because they are people looking for a quick fix or a magic bullet. But the only remedy to the current system is to know who you are, learn and become competent in the true rule of law and natural rights. And so we can create a law system based on truth, honour and integrity, restore the golden rule that all are equal under the law and no one is above the law. In other words, do unto others as you would have done unto you, and do not do unto others as you would not have done unto you. Now, the law team says we are in the planning process for the first Intro to Law Zoom, and the times and dates are yet to be announced. The youth team report. The youth team members have been working hard to finalise content creation for the up-and-coming launch of the You Think Different website, which is due to be unveiled to the world very soon. And like most labours of love working groups within the Blueprint system, the youth team has a few active members all volunteering who are growing together and thinking different. It takes a lot of life force energy and time to inspire ideas, produce actions and also see outcomes. And often patience and refinement is needed for concepts to be defined and aligned in time, or timey, to produce a product or in this case a website platform. And that platform will inform youth of the truth, speak to their soul, and give them a voice and space to connect with like-minded individuals to shape their blueprint for the future. And we value those that have contributed to the process, whether large or small. Every intention and action makes a difference to the all. We are the dreamers, dreaming our life and creations into being. We are all imperfectly perfect, a living and growing work of art, just like the things we chose to spend our time and energy creating. And the media team has been of great assistance, supporting members of the youth team to transfer their words into multimedia visuals. Both videos and memes have been created for the youth to see inside and out. The web team has created a website design to import the content into, to hold a space for what is present in the now and what shall grow in the future, allowing the flow of life and the youth themselves to shape what is to come. The law team has added truth, rights, rules and values, standards of operating from one's free will, limiting beliefs, programs, ego and overlays not consented to in this co-creational space. As embodying truth, honour and integrity is the way of the future. Knowing we are one-on-one with the one connected in unique collective awareness. And the THI members have created and given rights of use to the songs of their souls, create music from the heart using various video content throughout the website, and also a youth anthem. The power of music to move the people. And a THI member has been busily putting pen to pad to create the anime graphics for one or more videos, as well as another member offering his personal interviews with youth, asking about their visions for the future that may contribute to the Tell a Vision section. THI members creating mentoring videos, speaking of lessons learned in their life journey for the Living Library section, supporting youth to see the wisdom in wounds and treasures in trauma from generations past, giving them the knowledge and tools to make a better choice to honour themselves, others and the earth. The sharing of past sub-optimum choices and patterns to allow them to see a higher awareness and higher path to take in their lives. And also while offering understanding of the illusions and limiting beliefs that get us into these situations. And if you would like to contribute your words of wisdom to support the youth by telling your story, please get in contact with us. The youth are also rising up out of the shadows to offer their time, knowledge and skills to create and shape the space, with some youth already contributing to the initial content for the website launch. Many more that have expressed an interest to offer help with various areas such as writing, recording, narrating, creating, marketing and using the space. And if more youth would like to join us, please let us know, as once the site is launched, much of its future content we envision being user generated. And this co-creation has had many hands making light work and has showed us all how to think different. The new way forward of how teamwork can be, being the new blueprint for humanity, living from the heart in truth and trust, whilst valuing yourself and your time. The overview. As we move through our day in conscious flow by setting the intention of what will manifest and appear throughout our day, we become the organic wave that Thomas speaks about regularly. We often hear the word organic, but have we understood the significance of it in relation to us humans? And is our change of thoughts all that is needed to bring something to life? Much to ponder on. So what is the meaning of the word organic? Well, organic describes things that are natural or related to nature. And when we think of the word nature, it might conjure up images of forests, lakes, beaches, animals and land. But are we not part of nature also, in organic life form? Have we become so far removed from our natural form and roots that we only apply the word organic to food nowadays? Have they tricked us to become separate from our essence and therefore only believe that nature only exists from the soil? Yet in the group meeting we spoke of having organic conversations with others. And these often occur in the most random places or social events when we gravitate towards someone that we seem to resonate with without knowledge of them previously. Or the other way round, they seem to zone in on us. All members are going to face that organic way of operating this year. They will zone in on us. In a room full of people, we seem to end up with the most unlikely person and having a good chat. Yet we leave feeling different, acknowledged, even validated, and interested in knowing more about them. And then we speak of these people to others who have never met them either, and we then leave an imprint of that stranger on their minds, and they ponder about them also, perhaps even giving them a body or a face. A natural occurrence, a fateful moment. You may never meet them again, but think of them often in the days that follow, which is an organic interlude. And in THI we are becoming our true organic selves. We are returning to the original form of who and what we are meant to be. And this means we are also learning to live that form and be our organic selves everywhere we go. We are creating the wave of natural flow that becomes the spiral dance. It contains all of you, which now contains the seeds of the blueprint. Each one complementing the other, moving in unison, releasing the inorganic traits that no longer serve us or humanity well. Everything is connected. It cannot be anything other than what it is. A frequency, a waveform emerging into matter, into natural form. We are from the stars, they say, another natural organic form. If all returns to soil, then nature contains part of us too. The organic matter containing all of the universe. Are we then the conduit of all organic life, emitting an organic signal far and wide, which is heard and felt by the all? Is it a coincidence that our new gardening website is called Organic Living? Never underestimate the power of who and what you are, because you matter. You are the organic frequency. And this is an excerpt of mine. It says the big changes of the world are not because of shows, blogs, websites, protests or petitions. It is frequency work. Everything is understood when you combine frequency, energy and vibration. They are internal organic understandings, improvements and all that ever was. in essence the cause. Everything else is the effect. And it's all about the frequency, tone, vibration, resonance and energy, matter. Everything stems from that, including life. And the magic ingredient is consciousness. This is a series about personality types, and it plays into the divine masculine and feminine booklet in many ways, and perhaps we will add it to it. Now, this is the masculine version this week, and the next show will deliver the feminine version. Will this be hard to hear? You bet. Why? Because it's the truth of where we're all at in terms of personal standing. And following on from the What Is series, this delves deeply into us and shines a light upon us. The question then is, how much light do we shine back? Is it a fake neon light, or the spark of creation lighten up its own beacon? And we have often heard of the duality types of alpha and beta, but there is a triality and a balance of both called sigma. Now, sigma males only recently started to gain recognition as a personality type, and for a very long time the male's psyche discussion was classified into black or white, or alpha and beta. Now, sigma males, whilst having traits from both, is different from them both. He could be a good listener, but also state his point eloquently. He will abstain from immediate judgment, but can be a judge of character through his observation and listening skills. He will not crave leadership or dominance, but can handle the responsibility. And this tells you how to become a real man with substance, not the illusionary version so many men have bought into. And ever since the archetype of Sigma male started to gain popularity, people want to know what makes a Sigma male so different from an Alpha male. And so, what are the differences? 1. The value of silence. Alpha males need a specific environment to function. They like to speak and also want to be heard. They are active for the audience and at their best when people are watching. In short, they allowed personalities and wish to remain the same. Sigma males are opposite in every way. They respect silence and appreciate a quiet environment. They can perform better without an audience and rarely do things for public acknowledgement. So, observing the sound of silence is a key component to self-mastery, which brings in amusing quotes of, "I hear you" and "I see you." And silence can say little, but also reveal a lot. The secret of wisdom is in the silence and the powers of observation, and also having good listening skills. And in essence, the Sigma man operates within the higher thinking and dimensional patterns, and they are not anchored to 3D images and ways of thinking. In overview, it is operating outside of the box or matrix, as you are not constrained by the earthly limitations imposed and or embedded upon the other personalities. Alphas will hate silence, where Sigmas embrace it to use it to understand or create new ideas. Alphas need a small stage to operate. Sigmas know their stage is everywhere and has no limitation. 2. Flexibility and dominance. Alpha males have a compulsive need to compete and dominate their current environment. And so in a workplace, they tend to be competitive and ambitious. They do not perform well in groups. They are not the leader, or if they are not the leader or centre of attention. Sigma males don't care about dominance or hierarchy. They would operate outside of known structures and hierarchies to get the best possible results. Their outlook towards people is based more on their value set, and they do not see others as competition or threats. They're also more flexible and do not mind working as a team or in a subordinate position as long as they like the job. And this means they are not competitive or comparative and drive themselves onto greater heights from within, not external to others. It is all about the results within, all of which keeps ego in check. Alphas need to impress externally, while Sigmas need only to fulfill from within. Social validation. Alphas are often seen as dominant and leaders, but in their established social hierarchy, they have to see what the game is, play it and win it to become alphas. And these men derive their entire sense of self-worth and respect from their position of dominance over others. Sigma males differ as social validation and hierarchy mean little or nothing to them, as they do not want to be part of any social games or power plays. And they are also least concerned with how others view them and instead derive their self-worth and respect from their values. And again, that has shown the difference of the external and internal effects of validation. Alphas have to be dominant and or domineering. But who said that was the path to take? Is that not creating division and struggles within and around their frame or network? All of which is not conducive to harmony. As a Sigma, they have no need to engage in that field, and so they are comfortable within their own skin. 4. The need to belong. An alpha is only an alpha if he is at the head of the pack. Thus, they need a social construct that they can lead or dominate to define themselves. It constrains them to specific behavioural patterns and social circles. A Sigma male doesn't require any of this to be himself and is fine in social hierarchy as long as he likes what he's doing. Indeed, he can function better as a loner, not relying on anyone at all. And it allows such men greater social freedom. An alpha must be the lead. That is service to self only. It is the corporate role model for everyone to dominate or be dominated. And again, who said that was a valid exercise to do? In essence, it's playing upon people's emotions and fear, using them to drive home the desire for profits at the expense of the people. An alpha is playing their game. A Sigma doesn't play the game at all. 5. Humility. Since an alpha's self-worth is closely tied to society's perception, they have an innate need to showcase their personality and achievements. They talk or brag about themselves and reinforce to the rest of the pack that they are the alpha males. Sigma males differ in this regard as well. Their focus lies more on the job itself than the societal standards. They will do the job to the best of their ability and not care for praise or public opinion. Their need for appreciation ends with them being seen as people who can do a good job. And something I have often said, I do not wish to be seen as an important person, only a person that is doing important work. One is unbalanced ego, the other is not. Alphas can't do humility as they have been seen or have to be seen as the leader, a dominant one, or always right. And so humility cannot exist in their field, as that would require them and what would consider them as lowering themselves, when in actuality they are elevating themselves with humility. And so humility to an alpha is seen as a weakness, all of which means they operate in fear. 6. Perception. Alpha men are categorized as aggressive, opinionated, competitive and constantly active. And people who usually see an alpha as someone who craves attention and lives for social validation. But Sigma males are harder to read for most people. Indeed, most people might not even know what that term even means, since mainstream psychology has bracketed men as alpha versus beta for so long. And once people know someone with Sigma characteristics, they are seen as independent thinkers, lone wolves as opposed to being in an alpha's pack, disassociated from a lot of social conventions, and also they are good listeners. But an alpha male is an emotional bully in overview, acting tough as an image, but internally they are inherently weak. They are seeking the external glory, ratification and verification that life is all about them and their needs, wants and desires. That is a control system based on emotional bullying that has plagued many men on this planet for far too long. Sigma and alpha males share many common characteristics. They are both confident in their life choices and aim high. The main differences lies in their attitude. Sigmas choose to sit outside of hierarchy, while alphas prefer to be at the top of it. The latter achieves success by climbing the hierarchy ladder. Sigmas, on the other hand, don't belong to any tribe, and they do everything on their own. The Sigma male has a veil of mystery around him, which makes him intriguing, and it is hard to ignore his intelligence and independence. Sigmas never follow the crowd and don't seek approval. And this is what makes this type appealing to both men and women. Alpha men are aware of their social standing and work hard at maintaining it. And they care about who they are and where they are in their social circle and do not like to be challenged, ridiculed or lose face in any way. And this hurts the alpha greatly. Ironically, the people who don't wish to lose face don't realise they have already lost it. Another lunacy effect. The alpha goes out with all the pretty girls, earns high salaries and dresses sharp, usually will follow fashion and be loud, bold and brash. Alpha men require beta males around him that they can dominate. whether it's work colleagues or beta friends. He will make sure they know who the boss is. A Sigma man does not care for any of those things. He can be just as powerful as the alpha and can rise to them for personal protection. He can get the girl if he wants to, but will pass on relationships and women if it gets in the way of his self-interest. He is the opposite of the alpha in terms of personality and priorities, but possesses all the same qualities and more. And so Sigma men are independent men who do not need followers, but can be social and to some extent be likeable and popular, but will vanish from the group when he gets bored of the same faces. And essentially the Sigma chooses to use his energy wisely, where alphas don't. Alpha men are more powerful in that they have more possessions and property. Sigmas are more powerful still because they have social independence and still succeed. And the Sigma is clear on how the future should look and will work with quiet, logical determination to make it happen. He loves an intellectual challenge and is stimulated by the abstract, the complex, the new and the untried. They can seem a little detached from others as they quietly process so much information inside their heads. The alpha will take charge, bringing order, structure and focus to situations, and their desire to get things done may mean they ignore the people's issues as they act on the facts, and so they are not so tuned into people's feelings. And however, everyone will know where they stand and they will use their vast store of knowledge and experience to plan and deliver. Alphas speak at people. Sigmas speak to people. A big difference in approach. Myths about Sigma males. One common myth about Sigma men is that they're shy. This is not true at all. Other myths, they are unfriendly. Being a Sigma doesn't affect how friendly you may be. And some people think that they are unfriendly as they don't tend to have large group of friends and may reflect on situations quietly rather than joining in on conversations at gatherings. The myth of they can't be leaders. And although people may think of an alpha personality when they imagine a leader, Sigma men have the skills to be bosses and leaders too. And some of their qualities makes them effective leaders. They listen to their employees' ideas. They can stay focused on long-term goals, and they may seem less threatening, so people may accept them in their roles. The myth of it is hard to get to know them. Sigma men prefer to have deep friendships and only a handful of people. They may not open up to everyone who wants to small talk, but the people they are close with know them very well and develop real friendships with them. Sigma is the 18th letter of the Greek alphabet, which makes a Sigma a 9. An alpha man uses more energy, fulfilling an illusion. Sigma man doesn't have to, he just goes with the flow. Sigma man leads to self-mastery, whereas alpha and beta cannot fully attain that, without giving up their falsely created images. In essence, they haven't found enough of themselves yet to be comfortable in becoming a Sigma. Sigmas are deep ponderers and assess from the overview perspective. Alphas react to the situation to protect their fake image. Alpha men are by and large, as we said, emotional bullies. They have to be to keep up their appearance of external strength, but that is the illusion again, as beneath the harsh, confident exterior lies a weak man with little to no inner strength. In a world that often categorises into alphas and betas, a Sigma man stands as a rare and enigmatic figure, embracing a philosophy deeply rooted in stoicism and also independence. A Sigma man thrives in the solitude of his own company, while still placing immense value on interpersonal connections. And what sets a Sigma apart is the noticeable appreciation they have for their personal space, even though they possess the ability to exude charisma and charm at will. A distinctive trait of Sigma males is their unmatched comfort when navigating the world solo. Introverts at heart, they relish in the time and space to reflect and decompress, as the energy of others can sometimes feel draining, akin to dealing with energy vampires. And like I've said, if only we had an energy app for everyone, where we see who is given and who is harvesting, plus where your actual energy is going or not going. But Sigmas, despite their solitary tendencies, grasp the significance of surrounding themselves with valuable individuals. They recognise that to accomplish their goals necessitates the support and collaboration of others. And this understanding, however, doesn't make a relationship with a Sigma male a walk in the park, especially for those accustomed to partners who shower them with constant attention. But enter into a relationship with a Sigma male and you'll discover a unique dynamic. These men are with women who don't require constant presence, as a typical relationship might feel emotionally and mentally overwhelming for a Sigma man. And so it's a delicate balance of appreciating solitude, whilst understanding the importance of meaningful connections in their pursuit of their goals. But if you picture a leader in your mind, a traditional alpha male standing at the forefront with a retinue of officials or subordinates making assertive decisions on the executive floor. And this alpha male is loud, imposing and seemingly invincible, a figure you wouldn't dare challenge. Now shift your perspective to the Sigma male, a silent leader with an entirely different approach. And Sigma males possess leadership qualities just as potent as the alpha males, but their methodology is distinct. And you can count on a Sigma man to tackle any challenge with a blend of self-reliance, introspection, and intelligence. They excel in transforming any inefficiencies into streamlined processes by demonstrating a quiet yet powerful leadership style. Alphas dabble in illusion, Sigmas reign in reality. So what makes a Sigma male an asset to any team? Is the confidence and leadership prowess reminiscent of an alpha male, minus the drawbacks of a large and fragile ego constantly seeking validation. Sigma males don't back down, facing obstacles and inconveniences head on, persisting until they find a solution, even a blueprint one. And their commitment to their goals surpasses concerns about maintaining a certain image, making them individuals who aren't afraid to get their hands dirty if it means achieving success. And in the world of Sigma males, their priority is always the end goal, not their public perception. A Sigma male possesses a remarkable skill, the ability to adapt seemingly to diverse situations, unlike alpha males who may assert dominance in social groups or situations. And Sigma males have a distinctive advantage in their approach, where alpha males counter scenarios where assuming leadership isn't feasible or advisable. They may struggle and often become a diminished version of themselves when denied the respect or the authority they seek. And this is where the Sigma male excels. While perfectly capable of taking charge when necessary, Sigma males don't require the constant validation of being the leader in every social dynamic. Sigma males are content to fill any role required of them in any given moment, showcasing a fluidity and flexibility that sets them apart from their alpha counterparts. And this adaptability continues or contributes to their more widespread success in various situations with no self-imposed expectations or pressures. Again, notice the preservation of energy of the Sigma. Now, a Sigma male is comfortable being a follower, a leader, or any position in between, as long as they are utilised efficiently and productively. However, this versatility can occasionally rub others the wrong way, but the unabashed confidence and freedom to assume any role may be perceived as arrogance and potentially intimidating those around the Sigma male. And so it is a delicate balance between adaptability and managing the perceptions of those in their vicinity. But it's interesting to note that the alpha is brash and loud, which is arrogance, and yet a quiet, unassuming Sigma is potentially labelled as arrogant. Quite a contradiction. And based upon assumptions again and the fear of the unknown, all of which means you should study it and them, and the fears goes away, whether a Sigma male or life itself. Now, a distinctive trait of a Sigma male is their egalitarian approach to treating everyone around them. In a world deeply entrenched in social hierarchies, a reality ingrained in us from our early school days. And Sigma males stand out by rejecting these invisible power dynamics based on unearned social status, unlike many who navigate social structures with set rules on how to interact with different individuals. Sigma males refuse to conform to these norms. They adamantly reject the idea that one should treat people differently solely based on unspoken rules dictating their perceived status or popularity. And this refusal to succumb to social expectations makes Sigma males exceptional leaders. They don't limit their engagement to those who have simply appeased their way onto the top. Instead, Sigma males recognise and appreciate the value and intelligence present in any individual, irrespective of their social standing. And the difference between them is one is a cooperative approach and the other a corporate approach. Other people don't intimidate them because they aren't engaged in a competitive struggle with them. And this impartial and inclusive attitude sets Sigma males apart, making them adept at fostering diverse perspectives and creating environments where everyone's voice is valued, as those on the Common Sense Zooms will attest, and the Blueprint groups. But a Sigma male doesn't require a social circle to define their identity, unlike alpha males who often derive their personality from the validation and control they exert within social structures. Sigma males are distinct in their approach. Alpha males derive on the reflection of themselves through others, finding validation and a sense of self within their social circles. But in contrast, Sigma males do not averse to being part of social circles, don't immerse themselves in social obligations and commitments the way alpha males do. They possess a profound sense of security, knowing that their personality exists independently of the bonds formed with others. Observe, don't absorb applies in those situations. And Sigma males stand apart as they don't conform to trends, aren't avid followers of celebrity gossip, and shun the notion of popularity, let alone aspiring to be social media influencers, whether in the company of others or navigating life solo. A Sigma male remains unwaveringly true to themselves, and this consistency makes them remarkably straightforward to deal with once you understand who they are. There is no need to constantly relearn their personality. A Sigma male remains unchanged by external influences, steadfast in preserving their core identity regardless of the social context. A Sigma male comprehends the significance of silence and are known for their succinct communication, and you'll rarely find them indulging in lengthy conversations or gossiping about trivial matters. And this isn't just because they dismiss small inconsequential details that lose relevance quickly, but also because they highly value the protection of their own energy. And for the Sigma man, preserving their energy is paramount, and few things matter more to them. And while they may be quiet by nature, it doesn't mean they allow themselves to be pushed around. And Sigma males are best described as dominant introverts. They effortlessly command a room, though not boisterous voices or grand actions like alpha males, but through their mere presence and aura. And when interacting with a Sigma male, it's crucial to grant them the quiet time they seek. Many fail to recognise that silence between two people doesn't indicate a lack of connection. And becoming someone who can offer a Sigma man the tranquility they desire without feeling awkward about it is an effortless way to establish yourself as a pillar in their life. And understanding the importance of silence is key when navigating the world of a Sigma male. A Sigma male despises living life safely, is fearless when it comes to risks, and the Sigma male doesn't shy away from calculated challenges, and it is important to note that this doesn't translate to a constant rebellion against authority or reckless behaviour. Unlike outright rebels, Sigma males are strategic in breaking a few rules or taking calculated risks, always with a clear purpose in mind. Their motivation isn't to flaunt authority or demand respect unless it aligns with their larger plan. And rather they embrace risk to propel their projects forward. Their discerning approach of finding the sweet balance between pragmatism and idealism makes Sigma males exceptionally efficient leaders and also partners. They possess the ability to envision the best possible scenario and navigate situations that, while not perfect, are better suited and more probable for the given circumstances. And in various situations, Sigma males often find themselves at the top of the food chain. Their complex personality resists being confined to one box, makes Sigma males rarely fitting into archetypes. Often excelling as athletes, entrepreneurs, intellectuals, and creatives. And the Sigma males showcase their capacity to broaden horizons and adapt, demonstrating proficiency in any environment they choose. A Sigma male is remarkably self-aware. Introspection stands out as one of their primary traits. And unlike an alpha male who projects their persona outwards for all to see, the Sigma male directs their focus inward, assessing how their impact affects their entire being. Sigma males possess an intricate understanding of themselves. They are acutely aware of their strengths and actively strive to improve the weaknesses they deem significant. And while Sigma males may not spend as much time surrounding themselves with others, they often retreat into their own bubble, engaging in self-analysis to discern how they could have performed better. And self-introspection is the key to inner and shadow work that eventually leads to self-mastery. But despite potentially lacking in the best social graces, Sigma males skillfully avoid drama. Their ability to navigate social situations and present themselves in a likeable manner sets them apart. Living predominantly in their heads and not actively seeking external validation, Sigma males generally appreciate when someone notices the unique aspects of their character. Although deeply introspective, Sigma males are still human and may find themselves in occasional trouble. Trouble always coming my way. However, their ability to swiftly address lapses in judgment and transform failures into opportunities for self-development showcases their resilience and commitment to personal growth. The Sigma male is the master of his own fate. These individuals are independent and self-starters, commonly found in executive and managerial positions due to their deep introspection and keen sense of inefficiency. Sigma males exude ambition, and while they are not always will be the loudest voices in the room, their convictions and morals remain unwavering even when no one is listening. Their rejection of rigid structures is evident as they strive to create lifestyles that align best with their personalities. In work, creativity and relationships, the rebellious nature of a Sigma male shines through. And they pursue these aspects of life without conforming to the standard norms, establishing systems that complement their goals and skills. Notably, a significant number of entrepreneurs embody Sigma male personalities, and this dominant trait amongst Sigma males propels them to assert their positions, take stands, and build something for themselves rather than working for someone else. Fiercely confident Sigma males are individuals who pursue their desires relentlessly, stopping at nothing to transform their reality into what they envision it to be. Their drive and self-determination make them the true masters of their own destinies. The journey of self-discovery and the journey, not the destination, applies here. But the destination can, in overview, apply the term destiny nation, which is essential in understanding what we at THI are doing currently. But understanding a Sigma male can be quite challenging. This personality type, situated between Alpha and Beta, possesses a uniqueness that defies our binary understanding of dominance and submission. Dating a Sigma male presents its own set of challenges, primarily rooted in their reserved nature. Communication, while not their forte, takes a back seat to their innate problem-solving skills, which may not always align with emotional needs. And this, coupled with their disregard for conforming to societal expectations, might make Sigma males appear robotic or emotionally distant. However, the reality is quite the opposite. Sigma males stand out as exceptional partners due to their high self-awareness. Although they may not verbalise their thoughts and plans as frequently, it does not mean they don't consider you. Their focus on solutions and the drive to propel both themselves and their loved ones forward, showcasing their genuine care. While their efficiency-focused approach may seem lacking in empathy at times, it is their unique way of expressing their concern. In the world of a Sigma male, actions speak louder than words. And actions do speak louder than words, as our meme suggests. Think and act different. The mention of living predominantly in their heads does not always have to be the case. You are far better living in the heart, as life is so much simpler there. And it's said this personality type, situated between Alpha and Beta, possesses a uniqueness that defies our binary understanding of dominance and submission. Because societal norms, which Sigmas reject, means people always dance in duality choices that are not of their own making. A true Sigma dances in triality and makes his own choices in and of life. Big difference. In essence, it is about taking personal responsibility for your own lives. Corporate to cooperative plays into the Sigma male as well. Alpha and Beta reign mainly in the corporate world, as they are steered into dancing in the duality choice fields. But cooperative, when in true form, can only be done by a Sigma male. And many of you will see the Sigma man rippling through me, but that came with many years of inner workings, of studying all other people, and a healthy dose of love and care from a former member, Chloe. She in many ways helped develop the man you see today. And this is important for all men to study, all of you, to unlearn the past trends and traits and chart a new you and path. The world is changing as more of the divine masculine is now entering the field and will be important for you all to embrace it. Alpha and beta versions are masks of illusion that permeated throughout the corporate world. It creates bullies, weakness, division and low self-worth. Sigma is not hampered by a mask, does not waste energies on being an image, does not discount others and adopts an all-encompassing mode. The gap is stark. But with things playing out well differently on this planet now, and expected increases of what we wish to see, it is time for you all to study this. Find out where you truly are and where you truly lie, and then work on correcting themselves. And remember an old line from a Rush song, "And the meek shall inherit the earth." That will and has to be the Sigma man. A veritable creed fest this evening. Couple of announcements. On Spreaker, I've created a show stroke folder dated 1/1/16, 1st of January 2016, and moved all the shows of that year into one folder. There's also a show that is now marked 1/1/17, and all the 2017 shows are in there as well. And I will go through the other years when time allows. This coming Tuesday will bring in the From His Story to Our Story plus 24. Oh dear. I suspect that's going to be another epic show. Final piece tonight as we enter into uncharted waters. And that is not something to fear, but be prepared and something to be very much excited about. There are lots of interesting videos and events flying around currently, building excitement within our community. The Colonel McGregor interview revealed much, and he called it as it is. It danced in some of the warnings our show gave out some time back, in light of the dire state of this country, and in particular the military. The Tucker Carlson non-interview. He didn't have an earpiece and so was not an interview. The bizarre mention of Elon Musk, and of course Mr. Putin himself via Sergei Lavrov and the Russian embassy. The common denominator for those four people, they all received the Blueprint book. We started out with a message series and now books of To Russia with Love. The information coming out now is From Russia with Love. They are now revealing his story, following THI revealing our story. And these are very exciting times, no doubt, but we must be prepared for what is to follow. And there will be lots of emotions running through you all at this time, as reality is beginning to bite. All those things you were told or warned of is now unfolding at a record pace in their world now. There is no going back from and no excuses either. You were told to get everything ready and be prepared. You were told we were in a holding pattern and that was the time to prepare. You were told we were coming out of the holding pattern and be ready. You were told 2023 would be the last of their normal years. You were told we the people are now a player in the game of life. For the first time in 16,500 years and potentially 105,000 years. That platform for we the people was effectively started in 2016 with the true purpose of the People's Club, which is teaching the world a better way and a complete 180 of everything in society, including us. The coincidences playing out now in their world are reaching epic proportions, as last Thursday's show revealed. And THI has played a large role in that, ably supported in the past by the trustee and many others. The never-ending planting of the seeds that THI has done are now starting to grow exponentially. There are no coincidences anymore. It is what it is, and myself and THI are now prepared for a much bigger stage. And when I say bigger stage, do not mistake that for fame or celebrity status. It just means that our platform of humility, honour, truth and integrity is about to grow and expand much further and embrace the world as equals. I'm ready to embrace it all. The question is, are you? And as always, you must learn to adapt to and follow your heart. I'll see you all on Tuesday. This is the Truth, Honour and Integrity Show. My name's Thomas Williams. Bye for now.